Welcome. I'm Kenneth Andre, Tingajitsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Everything that I share and say and do is for a reason. If there sounds like a contradiction, there isn't. Investigate further. I hope you're all doing well. Now, I've got to slow down. I'm excited. I've just received something mind-blowing. Now, many of us have been feeling strange. There's this strange energy going on in us and with us, like there's a shift or something taking place. Well, I believe I've received something from Father that's explaining what's going on, and it's blown me away. As I mentioned, I come across this wonderful individual, this channel, Create with Love, and the wonderful lady was spot on. Her knowledge, after all these years I've been studying, guys, since 2011, day and night, going into the Veda scripts, Sanskrit, studying Simology, in the Apocrypha, Enoch, the Emerald Tablets, the Bible, the Dead Sea Scrolls, all the different mythologies and the occult knowledge, studying demonology, etc. And I was listening to the channel Create with Love, and the knowledge she was sharing, I could relate so much, and I was like, wow. Again, another wonderful star being sharing knowledge, and many are not seeing this knowledge. It's a shame. So she's got all my support, I tell you. Amazing. Now, like I said, as I was watching her channel, my mouth dropped. You're going to see why now. Okay, because I've been doing this for so long, I started putting jigsaw puzzle pieces of gold together with Father working upon my mind with these synchronicities. I'm like, wow. Okay, I get this. I've got this. I get it. And I've got excited, so I've got to slow down. Right, first of all, I'm going to start with this. So this morning on Google, I see the dragon. A good sign. I am covered, as you know, in dragons. 8 dragons with the 8th secret eye. We're all going through the 7 eyes of the Lamb. Now, remember I mentioned in my videos, Pleiades, okay? The stars that actually connected with our, what's termed as chakras. And I was basically saying our chakras are these like light orb, energy center, vortices, stars. And I was getting the same language from Create with Love. And I was like, yeah, I get that. And with the things that Thoth has been saying, the way that I interpretate things is very different. Nonetheless, I share that which I receive in the best way that I can articulate and convey. Remember, Anna from Mind Forward mentioned about the mother dragon. I also mentioned about it, the dragon man or the dragon men that come down during the end of the age, revealed to us in a lot of ancient texts. Men of great wisdom. God's peculiar people, his elect, his remnant, his gems that come down during a time like this, ready for this transformation that's coming. Hence, individuals like me, in which I'm so grateful and humble, are here to give to you that which we receive from Father, so we know what's going on. Because remember, we go by the day. We walk with the Father, the eternal light, the invisible, let me say this again, slow down. The depiction of God is the invisible light, spirit, and love. Through the forming of his Son, as told us in Scripture, we must understand Simology to understand of the arrays of the light, the eternal, the infinite, the eternal Lord, the image, love, wisdom, and power of consciousness, of mind, of spirit, which is like the Father. Okay? To get understanding of this and the operation, the framework of it, we learn Simology. It lifts the veils. Okay. So as I mentioned, I love the Egyptian hieroglyphs and the imagery. I put some images together to try and get a message across, okay? I'm going to approach it in a unique way. So this is a representation of us, okay? Being laid down to sleep, death, to go into the duet, Sheol, this earth. The lower degrees of the kingdom. We're going on a journey. Remember, Thoth said there is men who lay their bodies on a bed and go into the world to be amongst men, yet not like men. You'll end up in this matrix. A copy version. How many times have I said in my videos, this is a Shadow Century copy reality, a CD. It's not the vinyl. It's not the original blueprint, the truth. It's a dream world where we go through the 7 eyes of the Lamb, coming out with great wisdom. The methods of this transformation is very unique. After the completion of our soul, of the journey, the transition and translation into the land of the living is something very unique, and you need to be prepared for, because it's supernatural, it's metaphysical, it's spiritual. I'm not going to apologize for that, because what we've been in is being drunk on dead spirits in the land of Egypt, the Duat, the world of Caesar, Sheol, hell. It's got many terms, okay? The deep, the bottomless pit. And this is all ordained, as I've mentioned in the Bible, where we're pulled down into these realms, into these states, that through a repentance, a turning around at the appointed time, there is an activation, a call, where there is this like 180-degree turnaround that happens within us. We become a bit more sentient, and we start expanding and transforming, and we go through this process called an atonement. And as we go through it, we become more aware, sentient, and the veils are lifted, and we get to see the nature of the realm that we've been in. We start to see that which is false to that which is real, and the real is in us. And many of us have had visions of our eternal heavenly home, a place, as it's termed, in a future, in another world and age. The bridging over into this wonderful future timeline is what's supernatural and mystical, and you must keep watch. Okay. So in the Egyptian hieroglyphs, we get this image of the Allspark, right? The first Yahweh or creator in a vessel, okay? Coming out of a flower. Pay attention to that, out of a flower. You'll see the Jed. This is representative of the spine, the 33 vertebra. That's going to lift it up. But first, it's at an angle, all right? This is connected with the soul, the spirit that's in this vessel. This is all going on in us. And hence you see that it's connected to these flowers. Flower, all right, nature. Only the flower that we've been engrossed in is a flower of death, as I'm going to show you in a minute. But through this death, we face death daily, as told us in the Bible. We are going through a process being absorbed by the spectrum as we are traversing through the space-time continuum, coming into sentient awareness, a being, after playing many roles. And so we are like the serpents, like the Creator, asleep. 5 verses. Why sleepeth you, O Lord? Arise. We've been on our belly, going backwards and forwards from on earth. Then, like the Jed, we become horizontal. Vertical, sorry. We first start off horizontal, which brings to mind the event horizon, horizontal. Then we become vertical, the dragon man, okay, with our wings. The activation of awareness, imagination, the measure rod going in, okay, we become the serpent bearers, stitching our heaven and earth together through the needle of truth with the serpent, all right, which becomes the dragon, our wisdom, connected with the Sophia Christ. So horizon, the event horizon, state we go through, horizontal. We then, after the process, go vertical, heading straight up, stitching our new heaven and earth together while there is a higher octave over us during a long wintry period where Saturn had its little season. All right, we are at the end of that now, ready for this transition. I've already shared this with you in my channel, where you see him raising the Jed connected with our spine, the rod, the 33 vertebra. Okay, it's an individual. If you understand symbology, you can interpret a lot of what the hieroglyphs are saying. Okay, again, we are waking up from the dead and starting to be dressed, coming to maturity, the braided beard. All right, starting putting on the new man, a new garment. I've got the Jed tattooed on my leg in its full form, like this. Okay, and it's upright. Now this has got the head of Omega, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. When it's upright with the chakras and the pineal gland and the feathers of truth. Okay, you are upright. God made us upright, but we haven't been that. We've been on our belt buckles, okay, feeding off the dust of the earth, as mentioned in the Bible. So the wonderful sister at Create with Love, she mentioned about the chakras, the cones. All right, we all seen this image of the chakras and the cones, but she said something different that blew me away, and I knew. She said they should be upright. So I put an image together, my way, to my mind, what it is I'm seeing, which connected with material I have received from Father. You'll see why. Because when you're upright, the cones flip. Didn't I say in my channel, everything flips? Okay, it changes. And so the chakras are now flipped, looking a bit like a chalice. A bit like this from Wayne Herschel. Remember me talking about this? Right, before I go on. In Psalms 119:7, I will praise you with a upright heart as I learn your righteous law. Okay, remember, we don't think from the law of the elementive man way of thinking. We are the new man, knowing how to apply our thought, word, and deed, our consciousness, where our currency goes correctly. We're the fiery beings coming out the furnace of affliction. Got our house in order. For judgment begins at the house of God. We are that house. What would you be, do, and have in a wonderful new realm where righteousness dwells? No more wolf, curse, hunter, lame bull, thief, murderer, robber, etc. We're coming out of the deep. We are the pools coming out of the deep into the land of the living, into the real. So through this activation and transformation, we could be possibly having our chakras, the, should we say, sacred geometry of our electrical fields. There is this transformation occurring within us. That's why we're feeling strange. And they make this shape. Remember, rudimentary shapes. I love symbology, like the chalice, the Holy Grail. As above, so below. Now we are connected, as Thoth said, to the earth and to the heavens, stitched heaven and earth together with the serpent as the fiery dragons. Remember, I mentioned about Ceres, the dog star, which becomes the loyal dog in the full tarot card. Orion, where we have also a depiction of Christ in the scabbard here, who's gone through the ages, which is a depiction of us, our journey, which is connected with Nimrod, the hunter. We do not become a hunter of men no more. We become a hunter of men as fishermen, hunter of fish, okay, to come into the body of light. Then we've got the Alpha and Omega, Taurus, also connected with the Creator, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end of our journeys, etc. Taurus has Jupiter in it, and Pleiades. Pleiades, as I've mentioned, is connected with our what we term as chakras. They are our chakras. They're seven stars. Okay, and yet there's more other vortices and stars as well connected. Okay. Remember, Thoth said you become star-born, and there is a microcosm, macrocosm. In sacred geometry, you get these factorials, smaller versions to that which is huge to the small. It's all the same. Okay, all the sacred geometry and mathematics in us. Again, the Holy Grail with Jesus and Mary. This is the Last Supper. We are the star-born. Okay, sons of the Most High. No one knows the Father except the Son. No one knows the Son except the Father. And creation has been waiting in expectation for the sons of God. We are a new creature and a new creation. And now with this flip, okay, there is this connection with our new heaven and earth, the new octave. Now the measuring rod, we've been going in, this energy shoots up. Remember the silver rings? Okay, many kept seeing in their rapture dreams. I love to interpret these rapture dreams. I don't go by any religious belief system. I do my own investigation, analysis. I love symbology. I didn't want to be fooled. I want to know exactly what's going on a metaphysical, on a level that is truth. Okay, and I can articulate and convey it the best I can because this is what I'm tasked to do. So remember, Stonehenge gives us the sacred geometry of the star beings born out of the womb, the matrix. And there is the activation of the light bearer, the light bringer. And there is these stars, the luminaries in their relevant locations that denote to us what's going on in us and with us. And there is these activations and this high octave that's been overlaid with ours since 2012. Hence the prolonged winter. We are coming to the end of this now. And there is this transformation that's occurring with us. And we are watching for this supernatural, mystical transformation that's occurring with our lives. And we could be getting the symptoms of something greater now changing within us. Like I said, suddenly everything is going to spring to life. Your eternal heavenly home is not made of human hands. This is prophecy, because what comes next? Restoration, healing, life, the eternal. But you're going to witness this. As I've mentioned from a lot of the texts, like Secret Teachings of Osiris, the physical death is now put away. You are part of something very unique that you bear witness to. You're going up into the higher octaves, prepared for this after all the strange anomalies you've experienced and mystical events you've gone through. You are prepared for this as sons of the Most High. Remember, I said we start off dead, asleep. That's what it means in the Bible, being asleep, dead. Flower, as the all-spark spirit, our soul is being formed in the vessel. And of course, we have a mirror. That's why there's two. All right, two of you. I've talked about the twin, the mirror. We're not going to get into that. So this vessel is the flower out of nature, the flower of death. As it says in the Bible, unless it be planted in the earth and die, it will not come back to life. And through this whole process, we go through the 7 eyes of the Lamb, etc. So the wonderful sister from Create with Love, she mentioned this, and I knew straight away. We are all aware of this. Okay, we know they term it the flower of life, but that's the flower of death. This is the flower of life. Of course, it does go with the golden ratio. It goes with the spirals. I remember Philip K. Dick mentioned about this lateral branching off, this transition to another higher octave, basically. And so when I saw this, and this is associated with the flower of death, this realm, I knew straight away, this is true. And this, because we've been seeing the synchronicities of the numbers connected with this spiral, this prime or this type of sacred mathematics that we seem to be in trajectory of. The compass is going to a higher octave. And so I thought I'd share that with you. I'm going to leave it there. So I hope that gives you an insight into what could be possibly going on with us. We are keeping watch. I'm feeling very strange. I'm excited. Yet I get these periods where I'm exhausted. And yet I try to get to sleep and I can't. I'm like, what is going on? This is different. I'm excited. I'm bursting at the seams and groaning at the same time. All prophecy in the Bible. So I hope this helps. I'm Kenneth Andre, Tenjitsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Love you guys. Keep watch.